The one stretch that saved my back, hip, and knee pain, it'll get you out of pain quick. All you need to do to set up is have a chair or a stool or something to hold on to, a couch. It's named the couch stretch, so a couch is helpful. And you always want to protect your knee with something soft. So I'm going to put a pillow right down there. I will be stretching my left side with this example, and it's easiest to go from the side and then rotate up into the couch. Now, if you get a cramp in your hamstring, it simply means that your hamstring is weak and not ready for action. So just either you can embrace it, or that's another video to tell you how to get out of cramps. So here we are with the setup, and you want to have a clock or some way to time yourself because we're addressing such big and deep muscles. We want time under tension. That is the piece of the puzzle that is missing in almost every stretching program that's available out there. Your quad, your hip flexor is so strong that 20 seconds or 30-second stretch does nothing for that neurological connection, the mind-body connection. What your brain needs is time under tension. The brain needs to realize this muscle is being stretched, and that stretch is not going to let up until the brain facilitates a change in the muscle. What does that mean? That simply means that the brain is giving your quad and hip flexor permission to have a longer, more relaxed resting length. When that happens, the pressure comes off your hip flexors, which unloads your spine. Why does it unload your spine? Because your hip flexor is a very unique muscle that directly connects your lumbar, your low back bones, lumbar vertebra, to your femur, your thigh bone. So you have one muscle connecting all of your low back bones to your thigh bone, and if it's tight, stiff, and sore, it's compressing the entire system, putting pressure on nerves and structures that relate to it. So that is what so much low back pain is caused from. Here is the general setup, and you can start wherever you need to. You don't have to be folded up so that the stretch is unbearable. You can actually be pretty far away, and you start to stretch here. As you get better, you come up here. As you get better, you go further and further into the stretch. You're going for a 90 to 120 second hold per side. And when I'm talking about the hold, that means you're in stretch and your glute is contracted. So you're actually using a neurological phenomena in your body called reciprocal inhibition. The more you contract your glute, the more your brain tells the hip flexor, which its job is to do this, flex the hip. But you notice this was the leg that was back. I'll now demonstrate it on the other leg. That reciprocal inhibition tells the quad and the hip flexor to relax because I'm really focusing on squeezing the glute. So it's going to look like this. Here, I'm sideways to the couch. I'm going to rotate up into it so you can see the side that's stretching. I feel the stretch here. Now I'm going to squeeze my glute, trying to open my hip. I have the chair for balance, and I'm going to check the clock. As the clock is going, we're going to get some relief after about 30 to 45 seconds. Great. Don't take a break yet. You're going to go further into the stretch, squeeze that glute more, trying to open the hip, and now your brain is really going, what is going on? What do I have to do to get relief from that stretch? And that's the magic. That is where the brain now tells the quad and hip flexor to change its resting length, unload the structures, and give you nearly immediate relief. The reason it helps the knee as well, because the other end of your quad is connected to your patellar tendon and kneecap. And so if you get a better resting length in your quad, your kneecap gets to move a little bit, giving you relief in the knees, hip, and low back. This one stretch, if I could only do one stretch, this is the one to master. Always have a safety support system. Always have the ability to time yourself, and consistency gives you relief fast.